Eye in the sky. The air conditioning hummed in the cramped ground control station. A constant battle against the relentless Iraqi heat pressing against the trailer's thin walls. I'm Senior Airman Marcus Chen, and my war exists in pixels and data streams, transmitted from an MQ-9 Reaper drone circling 20,000 feet above the Anbar province. I sat in near darkness, my face lit by the soft glow of multiple screens. My hands rested on the controls with practiced ease, but my heart rate was already climbing. Today wasn't a routine surveillance mission. Reaper 2-1, this is Overwatch. Radio check over. A voice crackled through my headset. I pressed the transmit button. Overwatch Reaper 2-1, loud and clear. Systems green across the board. I glanced at my sensor operator, Staff Sergeant Amy Rodriguez. She gave me a quick thumbs up, her eyes never leaving her own screens. We'd been flying missions for 8 months, mostly surveillance. But today was different. Reaper 2-1, be advised. Human indicates high-value target at coordinates sent to your display. Positive ID required before weapons release. You are authorized for search and destroy upon confirmation. How copy? My mouth went dry. High-value target. Those 3 words carried weight. Someone important enough to hunt. Someone dangerous enough to kill. Solid copy, Overwatch. Beginning approach to target area now. I adjusted the Reaper's flight path, watching the drone bank gracefully in the thin air. At this altitude, the world looked peaceful. A child's toy set arranged on a sandbox floor. Rodriguez leaned forward. Coordinates locked. 12 miles out. Target building is the compound at the edge of the village. 3 structures. Walled courtyard. I'd studied the brief that morning. The target was a bomb maker, responsible for at least 24 IED attacks on coalition forces. The most recent had killed 4 soldiers, 3 Americans, and a British advisor. The images from that attack, captured by another drone crew, were still fresh in my mind. Slowing to holding pattern, I announced. Amy, start your sweep. Rodriguez zoomed the camera. Mud brick walls, a main building, 2 smaller ones. A white pickup truck sat in the courtyard. No visible activity yet, she reported. Wait, got movement. Northeast corner of the compound. A figure emerged, a white-hot silhouette against the cooler background, like a ghost walking through a gray world. Single military-age male, Rodriguez continued, her voice clinical. Heading toward the vehicle. Any other heat signatures in the buildings? I asked. Negative on the outbuildings. Main structure. Possible signatures, but the walls are thick. Hard to get a clean read. I circled the Reaper, maintaining distance. This was the chess game of modern warfare patience and observation. Rush the shot and you might hit the wrong person. Wait too long and your target disappears. The figure crossed the courtyard and began loading boxes into the pickup. Overwatch Reaper 2-1. Single individual at target location. Appears to be loading vehicle. Requesting additional intelligence on expected activity. A different voice came through. The mission commander, Colonel Davis. Reaper 2-1. Intel suggests target is preparing to move materials to secondary location. Time is critical. We need positive ID. Rodriguez was already working, capturing frames for facial recognition. The angle was almost straight down, but the system did its best. Come on, she muttered. Give us something. The figure paused, looking up at the sky. For a strange moment, I felt like he was looking right at me, though I knew the Reaper was invisible from the ground. He removed a cap, wiping his brow, his face turning toward the sun. There! Rodriguez's fingers flew. Facial recognition running. 60% match. 70? 85%. High confidence match for Ahmed Al-Tikriti, known IED facilitator and bomb maker. My pulse quickened. Overwatch, Reaper 2-1. Positive ID on primary target. 85% confidence. Target is exposed in courtyard. Request weapons clearance. The seconds stretched into hours. Below us, Al-Tikriti continued loading the truck, oblivious. Reaper 2-1, Overwatch. You are cleared hot. Confirm no civilian presence within blast radius. I scanned the area. The compound was isolated. The village was quiet. Confirmed Overwatch. Blast radius clear, preparing to engage. My hands moved with precision. Master arm on. Weapon selected. A GM-114 Hellfire missile. Rodriguez would paint the target with a laser, and the missile would ride the invisible beam straight to its mark. Amy, designate target. Center mass of courtyard. Designating now. A small crosshair appeared, hovering over the truck. Laser locked. I adjusted for wind, ensuring an optimal trajectory. My thumb rested on the release button. I thought about the soldiers killed in that last IED attack. I thought about all the others Al-Tikriti's bombs had killed or maimed, the families destroyed. Reaper 2-1 status? Colonel Davis's voice was urgent. Weapon ready. Firing in 3, 2. Al-Tikriti bent down for another box. 1. Fire. The missile detached. On my screen, an icon tracked its 30-second descent, an eternity and an instant. Below, Al-Tikriti straightened, as if sensing something. The primitive brain detecting a threat the conscious mind can't see. 20 seconds. He started moving toward the building. 15 seconds. Rodriguez held the laser steady. 10 seconds. Al-Tikriti broke into a run. 5 seconds. The warhead struck. The screen flared white. When the image cleared, the truck was gone, replaced by an expanding cloud of debris. The main building's wall had collapsed. Secondary explosions rippled through the compound of the bomb-making materials. Direct hit, Rodriguez said quietly. Target destroyed. I circled the burning compound, smoke billowing into the sky. Reaper 2-1, Overwatch. Excellent work. Maintain Overwatch for battle damage assessment. Copy. Overwatch. For the next hour, we documented the strike. No one emerged from the rubble. When we were relieved, I went through the shutdown procedures mechanically. It was only when I stepped outside into the shocking Iraqi heat that the weight of what I've done hit me. I'd killed a man from 7,000 miles away, sitting in an air-conditioned trailer. The disconnect was profound. Rodriguez found me 20 minutes later. First kinetic strike? She asked. I nodded. It doesn't get easier, she said. But it gets different. You learn to carry it. How many have you done? 17 confirmed kills over 3 deployments. She pulled out a photo of a young man in an army uniform. My brother. He was killed by an IED in Fallujah in 2007. That's why I do this job. Does it help? The revenge? It's not revenge, she said carefully. It's prevention. Every bomb maker we take out is dozens of soldiers who go home alive. That's how I think about it. But you'll have to find your own way to process it. Everyone does. That night, I lay in my bunk, staring at the ceiling. I thought about Al-Tikriti, not the target, but the man. What was his last thought? But then I thought about the alternative. More IEDs, more dead soldiers. The calculus was simple, even if the morality wasn't. I pulled out my phone, scrolling through photos from home. My sister's wedding, my nephew's birthday, the people I was protecting. The missions blurred together over the following weeks. Some ended with a weapons release. Most ended with just information. This was the modern battlefield, fought with joysticks and keyboards. 3 months later, I received a commendation for the Al-Tikriti strike. The citation mentioned lives saved. I read it once and filed it away. Sometimes, late at night, I'd look at the mission logs. A ledger written in the cold language of military efficiency. In my darker moments, I wondered if this was truly war, or something newer and stranger, where killing became a technical problem to solve. My war smelled like recycled air and tasted like energy drinks. But then I'd remember Rodriguez's brother and the intelligence reports, and I'd remember that every mission was one more chance to bring someone home alive, one more convoy that would make it through. This was my war, fought in shadows and pixels. Victory wasn't measured in ground taken, but in lives preserved. It wasn't the war I imagined when I enlisted, but it was my war nonetheless. I would fight it one mission at a time, carrying the weight of what I'd done, and trusting that the balance would somehow tip toward justice. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, please comment, like, and subscribe for more content. Aim high, fly, fight, win.